And man, all right, we got Brian Kelleher versus Cody Gibson. This was a tough one for me, man. I mean, I'm like the resident Cody Gibson hater. I'll say that. It's not like I don't like the guy, but every fight I feel like he opens at a crazy line. It's like at least his recent fights, like his fight with Katona, it was like even money, and then he was the line with Johns. I feel like was fairly close as well. Um, and I'm just not sold on Cody Gibson like that. I feel like he has a lot of flaws. He's good in the first round, but I think he cuts too much weight. And Brian Kelleher, though, hasn't won in a long time, had a lot of physical problems, and recently he's been getting finished pretty quickly. His last fight with Cody Garbrandt, it was a pretty bad knockout loss in the first round for him. I don't know if he got knocked out, but it looked like he like broke his face or something happened, and he went down, man, and it wasn't pretty. But when you're looking at this fight, I mean, I feel like this should be a 50-50 fight. I don't get why Gibson is such a favorite. I mean, the guy has been more active. You can give him that, but he's old. I mean, he's older than Kelleher, who's also, an older fighter in the weight class. And he just hasn't been looking the greatest. I feel like he's someone that came into MMA as a wrestler and he still has those roots, but he doesn't have the faith to wrestle for 3 rounds without getting tired. So he's trying to kind of implement this pressure stalking and using his height and reach striking game, which he's decent at. I mean, but he doesn't throw a lot of volume. His chin is right in the air. I feel like Kelleher could come over and land that boom left hook or maybe a big punch. And if you look at Cody Gibson's career, a lot of his losses as well, the majority of his submission losses are guillotines. So if Gibson gets tired or gets rocked, shoots in with a bad takedown, leaves his neck out there, you know how good Brian Kelleher is at hitting that guillotine. So I think that's another avenue that Kelleher can win. So I think Kelleher has potential ways to finish this fight. And you look at Gibson, I mean, if they stay standing for 3 rounds at distance, Gibson is going to win. He's going to be able to land kicks and straight punches, kind of just chop up Kelleher a little bit. And maybe Gibson will be able to do what these other guys have done to Kelleher, which is take him down early and submit him. Kelleher maybe is just totally washed. I mean, we have to see. This is the last fight on Kelleher's contract as well, and it seems like he's very pumped up, ready to go. It's his 40th fight of his career, so that could also maybe potentially have some meaning for him. But I just feel like Kelleher is gonna find a way to get this job done, man. I mean, maybe I'm just seeing it with different glasses because I'm picking against Gibson every time, and I've been correct recently. But I just feel like Gibson may start well and maybe winning the fight, but I think that Kelleher is going to find that chin with the hook, or he's going to be able to snatch up the neck, and I think we're going to see Kelleher in the winning column. We've seen Kelleher win in the UFC quite a few times, step up to the moment, beat guys that he shouldn't have been able to beat or shouldn't have beaten on paper. And recently he's been doing not so well. He's had some health issues, but I feel like in this fight he's going to find a way to get the finish here on Gibson, who I think is a little bit on the way out. He came in through the Ultimate Fighter, had that great fight with Katona. He was a little bit on a high. And then Miles Johns kind of, I think, brought him back to reality a little bit, where it's going to be tough for him to get motivated again and try to move up to the top. So it's kind of a make-or-break fight for both guys here. And I'm going to slightly lean with the upset and go with Brian Kelleher to get the win.